Chapter 24, Believing and Imagining. That was some feast. Muthu wiped his mouth with the back of his hand. Now I feel ready for anything. Good, Arul said. We should go and see what's left, if anything, of our stuff. Captain Ruku, Muthu saluted you. Let's march to the bridge and see what we can salvage. You and Cootie led the way, and we arrived at our bridge to find it looking like a battlefield, with our belongings scattered everywhere. A few brightly colored shreds of cloth fluttered gaily where the tent had been. Caught on a piece of iron that stuck out of the concrete wall, a ragged t-shirt hung, limp as a flag of surrender. Can't believe they ripped up everything they got their ugly little hands on, I said. That t-shirt was ripped up anyway, Muthu shrugged. No big loss there. And they didn't tear up everything. Look, our tarps are here. But you were not consoled. Tears welled in your eyes. No, no, no! Cootie rubbed himself against your legs, and you crouched down and hugged him. I slumped by the bridge wall right next to you. All gone? You stroked a frayed knot of the rope that had once held our roof together. That's not true. Muthu bent down to pick up a tiny bead that glittered near his foot. See this? Maybe we can find some more. You took the bead from him, and your face brightened slowly, like the sun peeking out from behind rain clouds. The two of you started collecting what remained of your beads, while I searched for the hollow in which I hid our money. And it was there. Here's the money we saved, I announced. And here's your book. Arul brought it over to me and showed me how the previous night's drizzle had left some pages stuck together. Damp though it was, I pressed it against my chest. It comforted me even more than the money. Parvati teacher's gift felt like a piece of my dream that I could hold on to. A sign that though we'd lost so much, we'd find a way to go on. You came over to me, rolling a bead between your fingers, and we linked arms. We can make a nice new home. Muthu patted the tarps. Maybe right here. That old tent was flimsy, and now we've got a chance to make a better one. No, I said. What if the men come back? Yes, the graveyard is safer, Arul said. No one will look for us there. But it'll never be home, Muthu said. This wasn't either, Arul said. Of course it was, said Muthu. So what if it didn't have a fine roof or walls? It's the best place I've ever lived in. Except for Ruku and Akka's place. That palace is imaginary, Arul said. You never lived there. None of us have. Our palace is a home, inside my head, Muthu insisted. And those men can't wreck it. Ever. Yes, I said, we will always have our palace. I went over to him and put an arm around his shoulders. And I promise we'll fix up a home at the graveyard, too. With my toes, I scuffed at the crumbling concrete wall of the bridge. I thought of the money we spent trying to make our tent cozy. Ruined though the bridge was, there was something magical about living above the shining river. Even on that bleak day, it felt more like home than the dingy apartment when we were staying with our parents. I hate leaving too, Muthu, I said, but we have no choice, and we have to find work soon. Our money won't last long. Ruku hardly has any beads left, and we can't risk returning to the Himalayas. It's too close to the waste mart man's place. We don't have to go to the Himalayas, Arul said. Haven't you noticed there are junk heaps everywhere? Plenty of other places we can work, and other waste mart men. That's right, Akka. Don't worry. Muthu inhaled noisily. This is one big, sweet-smelling city. We know every neighborhood by the scent of its garbage. You'll be an expert, too, really soon. Wonderful, I muttered. My life's aim was to map the city's dumps. We'll be all right, Arul said. We can buy more beads, and you can try to make a go of Ruku's necklace business, like you wanted. After all, it's thanks to you and her that we still have any money left. Yes, I said, Glad that Arul finally agreed we needed to do more with your bead business. While the two of us work at the dump, you two can get more beads, Arul said. But first, let's drop off our stuff at the graveyard. As we walked away, you and Muthu started playing a game, tossing a bit of concrete into the air like a ball and trying to catch it again before it fell. Cootie was following along, his nose moving up and down. I watched, glad you were staying so strong, although our lives kept going up and down like the broken concrete bit you were tossing and catching.